So inhale, lifting the shoulders, exhale, drop them away, just taking a moment to close the eyes. Taking these first few moments just to arrive on your mat. Start to turn inwards, leaving the outside world behind. As you begin to find that space inside, just noticing how your breath feels today. So I've got Melly throwing, oh, there's Ella trying to get in. Melly throwing toys around. So just noticing how you're feeling, how that breath is doing today. If there's space between the inhale and exhale, and if not, can you try and lengthen the inhale and the exhale to find the space between? In through the nose, filling up the belly, exhaling, letting go. And as you begin to deepen the belly breath, perhaps counting for your count of 4, inhaling for 4, only into the belly, nothing into the chest, exhaling for 4. And maybe with each round you lengthen that breath to your count of 5. Inhaling, filling up, exhaling, letting go. Count of 6 next time. Your count of 6, doesn't matter if it's 6 seconds or just to a count of 6. Maybe to a count of 7. Ellie's picking the noisiest of toys to play with. And then to a count of 8 for a final round. Knowing there'll be distractions in the mind, just always gently bringing them back to the breath. And then just allowing the breath to come back to any rhythm, any count. And then finding the Ujjayi breath. So imagining we're kind of breathing out to frost up some glass through the mouth. The mouth stays closed, passing the breath through the back of the throat. Finding that oceanic hissing sound, Darth Vader noise, snoring noise, whatever you resonate with there. At the back of the throat. Inhaling, still filling up belly. Exhaling, letting go. And then letting go of that Ujjayi breath. Finding the belly breath again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Kind of a very annoying puppy. She was supposed to go with us, so she had. So next we're going to find a bit of humming bee. So we're going to use our fingers and spread them across the face like so. So if you don't remember it, not familiar with it, so we take one finger above the eyebrow, one below, one above the lip and one below. And we can use the thumbs to plug the ears or cover the ears when we're ready to start. So remembering that we take those big inhales, still filling up the belly. And on the exhale, allowing that hum to continue for as long as feels comfortable. and then repeating in your own time. So take the first 1 or 2 rounds just to find your pitch, your volume, and your level today. And then we will take 5 rounds in total. And then we'll end, when you're ready to end, we'll come to your belly breath. So just release your hands when you're ready, when you've done a couple of rounds to warm up, and then 5 rounds in your own time. I'm going to put my dog down. Shh, be quiet. So unfortunately I can't hear you all, but I will join in. So big inhales. And just coming back to your belly breath when you're ready. I'm going to get rid of the really noisy toy just so she can't keep playing with that one. And finding just the belly breath, just noticing how it feels after the vibration of the humming bee. Noticing where you feel that vibration in the body. Oh, don't work with dogs and animals. What are we going to do with you? So a really good one for insomnia to use, if anything, if you need to calm the body before bed, or if you wake up during the night and can't go back to sleep, humming bee. So then if your eyes aren't already closed, just gently closing them down. And just imagining your spine and the spinal canal. So sitting up nice and tall, lengthening through that spine. Imagine there's an invisible cord that extends from the crown of your head all the way up to the ceiling, above the ceiling, out through into the sky and into the heavens above. And universal energy, universal life force energy comes down through that cord. Perhaps it feels like a shower of crystals or diamonds, sparkles, coming down over the head, over the crown, over the face, the shoulders, the upper back, the chest, with it cleansing and clearing, removing any unwanted energy, any stagnant or stuck energy. Down through the body, through the hips, into the sit bones, washing it away into the earth below. And then drawing the energy up from the earth below, through your sit bones. So this grounded energy we get from the earth, from Mother Earth, comes up through that portal that is your sit bones, your base or root chakra. It comes up that spinal cord, traveling up with it, taking beautiful energy through the body, up to the crown and releasing it out towards the universe. So sending with it anything you no longer wish to hold on to. And just with the breath, seeing if we can inhale the energy in from above, drawing it down, washing away as it reaches the sit bones into the air. As we exhale, drawing it up from the earth, up through the spine to the crown of the head and sending it out and on. So inhale, filling up from above. Exhale, drawing up from below and out through the crown. If it helps to imagine a colour or just that rain-like washing of water up and down through the center of the spine, through each chakra, cleansing and clearing as it goes. And as we link the breath with this movement of energy up and down, perhaps linking it with a little mantra. So hum. So inhaling so, exhaling hum. Inhaling, drawing the energy down. Exhaling, energy up and out. So hum. I am what I am. So on the inhale, hum on the exhale. I am on the inhale, what I am on the exhale. And whilst you focus on the inhale and the exhale, and the so and the hum, maybe just allowing a small smile to take over the lips, just soften and curl up the edges of the mouth. My lovely philosophy teacher said the other day, we can do things with a smile, or we can do things without a smile. And if we resist the smile, just smile at the resistance. Inhaling that energy in through the crown of the head all the way down to the base. Exhaling, drawing energy up through the base, sending it out of the crown. So on the inhale, hum on the exhale. And then just forgetting the mantra for a moment, forgetting that visualization of the energy up and down, letting that go. Just bring your awareness to the center of the third eye. So between the eyebrows, eyes are still closed, but draw your vision in and up to the third eye. Notice how it feels to look here behind closed eyes. And maybe it feels a little of a strain for the eye muscles. And that's okay, just let that go. Trying to keep focus into the third eye. And then just slowly allowing yourself to let go of that vision into the third eye. Maybe taking a few movements or deeper breaths, maybe just starting to move the body and bring yourself back to the room. A messy room full of dog toys. She decided to play with them all. So slowly blinking open the eyes if they're not already open. So we're going to start with a big inhale, lift the arms, reach the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, stretch the palms up towards the ceiling. Just try and make a little bit of space between the ribs and the hips. Take a few deep inhales, and with the exhales, letting go to the side. On the next inhale, use one palm of the hand to reach up and over, taking a little side bend into that space between the ribs and the hips. Inhale, lift up, exhale, over to the other side. Banana shape that spine. Inhaling, lifting up, releasing those arms, give them a big circle, and just circling the shoulders up, back and down. And then trying to circle one shoulder forwards, one backwards. A little bit of coordination test for you. You should all be good at this. You're all dancers. Yeah. Good. Swapping directions if you haven't already. Good. And let that go and give a little shake, little release into the wrist. Give the hands and wrist a little shake. So just slide the ribcage to one side, and maybe you start to push away with that opposite hand, and then sliding to the other side. Trying to find that, again, space between ribs and hips. Good. So really sliding across the hip bones staying grounded. And take that into a little circle of ribs around the hips. Maybe the head joins in opposite directions so that that chin starts to roll in circles, releasing the neck. And reverse your circles. And then come back to center. Take a moment just to refocus the eye gaze. Placing one hand down, elbow or hand, reach the other arm up and over again, taking that little extra side bend this time, maybe feeling a little bit deeper, keeping both sit bones grounding. Inhale as you lift, exhale over to the other side. Inhale, lifting up. So rolling over, coming onto all fours. Layer of socks. So spreading those fingers nice and wide, grounding into the underside of the knuckles. We're going to take some cat-cows here. So start to drop the tummy, lift the tailbone, lift the chest, and pull the hands as if you were sliding them back towards the knees. This opens the collarbone, looking up. Exhale, start to tilt the pelvis round through the spine, push the floor away last. So use the pelvis to initiate this movement. So the pelvis starts to lift, then we start to dip through the spine, lifting chest and chin, and then we round through the pelvis, roll through the spine and push the floor away. So just moving in your own time with your rhythm of breath. Inhale to lift, then exhale, tilting the pelvis after the exhale to then round. So try and think of initiating each movement with that breath. Inhale to lift, exhale to round, pushing floor away. Last round, and when you reach that cat position, so that rounded position, pushing the floor away, strong with the upper back rounded, chin tucked to chest, tailbone tucked under. We're going to walk the hands over to one side, finding a little side bend, keeping the tailbone tucked under, head tucked under, and really feeling that rounding through the spine. And then coming back through center to the other side, walking hands close to the knee, rounding, head tucked under, chin tucked in close, tailbone pointing towards the floor, coming back to center. Start to tuck the toes under, push the hips back, walk the hands to the feet or the feet to the hands. So feet stay hip distance apart, coming into our ragdoll, grabbing opposite elbows, take a little roll side to side, soft bend in the knees. Just start
to find that gravity opening out the back. Maybe that sway becomes a forwards, backwards swing, letting go of any tension held. And then just find some stillness for one round of breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhaling, filling up, exhaling, letting go. On the inhale, drop the arms away. Start to roll up. We're going to tip the pelvis under and roll and restack the spine one by one. So drag head, neck and shoulders so that they're the last things to come up slowly to stand. Lovely. So coming to the front of your mat if you're not already there. Spread the toes, place them back down. Maybe do this 2 or 3 times just to find some space between each toe. Big toenails touching or close little gap between the heels. Lift the arches. Little soften in the knees, tuck the tailbone under, roll the shoulders down the back, finding that lovely mountain pose. And just close the eyes here. Chin is nice and neutral to the floor. And just take a moment to feel into the feet, into our grounding, our little points of contact. And just notice any swaying. It's all okay. It's all welcome. Gently blinking, open the eyes. Inhale, reach the arms, widen up towards the ceiling. Exhaling, diving forward into that forward fold. Inhale, come to fingertips or shins for that long spine. Exhale to fold. So step back for that first one into your plank. We can stay high or drop the knees, squeeze the elbows in, lowering all the way down. Roll the shoulders back, lifting chest, baby cobra for that first round. Tuck the toes, lifting straight up, or remembering we can push back, then lift up to our down dog. Great work, good stuff. And when we get there, just walking through one heel, then the other, taking a moment in that first down dog to release any tension in the backs of the legs, warm them up gently. And lifting hips, but lengthening through heels, just finding some stillness. Shoulder blades are wrapping under the armpits and around the side of the body. A little nod, yes or no, letting go of that neck. Looking forward on the inhale, step or jump those feet to the hands, come to the halfway lift, fingertips or shins. Exhale as you fold. Inhale, sweep the arms wide and up. Exhaling the hands back down. Going again, it's Nameste. Inhale, lifting, exhaling, diving forwards, forward fold. Inhale, fingertips or shins. Exhale to fold. Step or jump, and if you're ready to jump, bend your elbows, landing in chaturanga on that. Exhale, lowering down. Otherwise, inhale, baby cobra or up dog. We've lost Louise, she's out of view. I trust you're doing it, good job. Exhale, hips high and back. Great work, guys, amazing. So again, just holding still in this down dog. Really focusing on separating shoulder blades, head being heavy, looking either to the belly button or between the knees or between the feet. Taking one round of breath here. Inhale, looking forward, bending the knees, step or jump your feet to the hands, come to that halfway lift. Exhale as you fold, sweep the arms wide and up, inhaling. Exhale the hands back down. We'll do one round of Nameste. So sitting the bottom back, arms can be forwards or lifted towards the ceiling. Tuck that tailbone under, pulling tummy in, really straight spines. Beautiful. You're going to stay for one more round, gathering up all that energy from above. Draw it in on the exhale, fold forward. Inhale, fingertips or shins. Exhale to fold. Step or jump, remembering to jump, landing in chaturanga. Exhale to lower otherwise. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Beautiful. Bending back or lifting those hips straight up into our down dog. Left foot turns 45 degrees. Bring the right foot between the hands. It will help to land if you need. Inhale, sweeping arms. Coming to that lovely warrior one. Great work. So shoulders are reaching down, but fingers reaching strong. Bending into that right knee. Finding a breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. One more round. Inhale, reach those hands to frame the front foot, lift the foot behind, bend knees if you need to, squeeze elbows lowering down. Roll the shoulders, lift the chest, baby cobra or up dog. Pushing back or lifting hips straight up into down dog. So right foot turns 45 degrees, bring the left foot between the hands. Inhale, sweep the arms. Beautiful, warrior one. Virabhadrasana one. Square everything off to the front edge of your mat, sinking over that left knee. Find the breath in through the nose, filling up the belly, exhaling, letting go. On the inhale, bring the hands down to frame that front foot, lift it behind. Squeeze and hold in that plank. Drop knees if you need to. Exhale to lower chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips high and back into your down dog. So just have a little nod, yes or no when you get there. Push that floor away strong with both hands. Find that belly breath. Inhaling, filling up. Exhaling, letting go. One more round of breath. On the next inhale, look between the hands, bend the knees, step or jump to feet to the hands. Come to that halfway lift. Exhale as you fold. Sit the bottom back. Sweep the arms forwards or up, tucking that tailbone under, finding that chair pose. Shoulders are reaching down, fingers are strong. And stay for one more round of breath. So just bringing the hands into heart center, keeping the tailbone tucked under, maybe bending into our chair a little bit more. Great work. So keeping right leg where it is, start to step the left foot back under control. Amazing. Coming to high lunge, you can drop that back knee if you need. Squeeze to push left leg behind and knee high otherwise. Beautiful. So staying here or taking left elbow to right knee, start to rotate towards, finding a little twist. Now do drop the back knee if you feel a bit too wobbly here. Maybe we start to open arms, top hand coming to the ceiling. Beautiful. We can keep those hands in prayer. Great stuff. We're in our revolved extended side angle. Just a different entry to normal. Good. One more breath. Windmill the hands up. Start to take the left hand behind. I'm going to end up turning away from you. Pivot onto that left toes. Coming into warrior two. So our right knee's facing the front of our mat. Shoulders are down and back. Reaching the hands on, sinking a little bit lower. Keep the hips nice and square. Taking one round of breath. Beautiful. And then wiggle those hands over to frame the front foot. Lift it back. Great stuff. Dropping knees if you need to. So we've been and we move through that half of our sun salutation. Lifting on the inhale, hips high back to down dog on the exhale. Stepping or jumping, feet in between the hands. Come to that halfway lift on the inhale, exhale to fold. Sit the bottom back, sweep the arms up, keeping the hands in prayer. So just taking that tailbone, tucking it under, holding strong. So stepping back carefully with the right leg this time. Left leg stays forward. We're in our high lunge. Take right elbow to outside of left knee, twisting, rotating towards. Great stuff. So either keeping hands in prayer, maybe releasing the arms, finding a long straight line for those arms, if it feels good. So deep belly breaths here. That twist doesn't help our breath, but finding it anyway, finding the strength in our posture. Amazing. And then start to windmill the hands up and out. We'll come to warrior. I'm just going to flip around so I can still see you. So right toes are 90 degrees. Sinking over that left knee. Shoulders down and back, arms along. Warrior two, looking over the left middle finger. Left knee pushing wide. Windmill those hands down to frame that front foot. Lift it behind. So bend down the knees if you need to. Drop through our chaturanga, baby cobra or up dog. Exhale, hips high and back, coming back to down dog, just for one moment. So this time, lifting right leg and swinging right knee underneath to come forward in front of our hand, or by our hands. So we're just going to take a rock forwards and backwards here. You might shift onto the heel and the back toe, so front heel and back toe, just shifting forwards and backwards.
And then drop the back hip down, maybe dropping the back knee down. Bring the hands to the inside of that front leg, that right leg. Shimmy forwards if you want a little bit more of a stretch on this left hip flexor. We can stay here, or we start to come forwards, dropping the knee wide, maybe coming onto elbows, maybe coming to the outside edge of that right foot. So our low lizard lunge, we can stay on the hands if elbows aren't accessible. You're all super flexible, I know. Well done. Amazing. So just sinking down, finding a breath here, dropping the head if it feels good. Maybe rocking or just staying still, finding the breath. One more round of breath here. Beautiful. Start to push back up, lifting onto hands. Bring the hands to frame that front foot, sit back with the hips, and we can pick up the toes, lifting them up, lengthening that front leg. So we come into this pyramid on our knees, so our kind of half pyramid. So lengthen through the spine. We can drop the chin towards the shins if it feels nice, keeping that spine long. So hands might be flat, they might be on fingertips. So feeling where you need the support here. Trying to keep that spine as long as possible, crown reaching away, finding a belly breath. Nice work, good job, Bella. And then slowly walk those hands forwards, lift the back heel, tucking the toes under, lift the back knee. See if you can lift that right leg back without sweeping it across your mat, finding your plank. And we're just going to push straight back into down dog, no vinyasa this time. So coming on to the other side. So lift the left heel, swing it through to place it at the front of your mat. And then rocking onto that left heel, right toes, pushing forwards, backwards, finding a gentle rock, spinning into this move. Feel what bits you want to maybe hang out in, maybe something feels good to hold. And then start to bring the weight forwards, bending into that front knee, dropping the back knee down. Bring the left hand by the left foot. So both hands are in front. And we can stay here, we can come a little bit lower, we can explore this side. Knowing both sides might be different, we can roll out that left knee, so finding the outside edge of the left foot. Maybe we rock here, maybe we stay still. And in yoga, we're often encouraged to do the same on each side. However, you know, if one side feels completely different, please honor that and take it as far as it wants to go, listening to the body. It always knows best. Start to walk the hands back up, frame the front foot, start to drop the hips back, find length through the spine, lift the chest, and then drop forwards over that front shin, drawing the chin towards the shin. Oh dear Mally. Got noisy neighbours, hopefully you can't hear them, but Mally might be able to hear them. I think she's giving up though, back to bed. If you can't see her, she's tucked in that little pile of pink on the corner. Perfect. Lovely. Just walk the weight forwards, tuck the toes under on that right leg, lift the back knee away from the floor, make space, push the floor away strong to lift the left leg, coming into your plank, and then lift the hips, coming back to down dog, skipping that vinyasa this time. So just taking a moment in your down dog, finding your breath. On the inhale, look between the hands, bend the knees, step, walk, or jump the feet to the hands, come to that halfway lift. Exhale to fold. So if you need to just shimmy the feet hip distance apart, we're going to take the big toes with our peace fingers, wrapping a little circle around the big toes with the thumb. Inhale, lift to find length through the spine. Exhale, draw elbows wide, flattening down. Great stuff, guys. And just allow that head to draw towards the floor, crown of head. Maybe take a few breaths like we did in the beginning. So breathing that energy in through the crown of the head, up the spine this time, although it's down the spine, but upwards. Towards our sitting bones, and exhaling, drawing it down through the sitting bones to the crown of the head and in, or out of the crown of the head into the floor. So kind of reversing it, not reversing the direction of our body, but our body is now upside down. Making that brain work a little differently. In through the nose, out through the mouth, letting go. Inhaling, filling up completely. Exhaling, letting go. Maddie, come.
On the next inhale, release the fingers and toes. Come to that halfway lift, hands on the hips, coming all the way to stand. Just release the legs when you get there, give them a little shimmy and find your mountain pose. Lovely. We're going to do a little bit of standing balance here. We're going to come to eagle pose today. So I'll mirror you. So take your right foot, well, I hope it's mirroring. This confuses me. So zoom, I'm not sure which way around you got me, but take your right foot, bending the knee, and lift the left leg up. So lifting the left knee up. Start to bend the standing leg and wrap one knee on top of the other. So left knee comes over right. So you may find that the foot touches the shin. Maybe it's not, maybe it's a bit wide. It's okay either way. If you can wrap the foot around the back of the calf, wrapping the foot. So we're going to take the right elbow underneath, left elbow underneath, sorry, and find our eagle arms. If it's too much with the arms, you can keep the arms wide or hands on hips. So taking a few deep breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth, and lifting the elbows. I'm sorry, they're banging around next door, which you probably can't hear, but you probably can hear Maddie. Maddie's protesting. So if you can stay, this is quite a tough transition. So we're going to start to lift up, to lift and release the left leg. Now we can come two different things. We can come to our warrior three, start to extend left leg behind, keeping the elbows wrapped. Or we're going to release the arms, reach behind, grab the inside of the left toes, coming to dancer's pose. So your choice where you come to. So warrior three, legs are straight, we'll find that T shape, or we come to dancers. Beautiful. Nice options, guys. Good job. Don't worry if you wobble, come back in. One more round of breath. Oh, I'm just turning around to watch you all, of course. 3, 2, 1. And release. Good. Just release that standing leg. There you go. Okay. Good. And then coming onto those left toes. So spread the left toes, ground through the left foot, lift the right knee up. Lift through the crown of the head, find length. Bend the standing leg and wrap the right leg over the left. So hooking on if it hooks, don't worry if it doesn't. Right elbow comes underneath left. Lifting elbows up high, finding our standing eagle pose. So just finding those deep belly breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhaling, filling up. Exhaling, letting go. Just keeping the eye gaze fixed. I know that the elbows, the arms might be in the way. So releasing that top leg, then straightening the standing leg. So either just dropping chest, sending the left leg out, right leg out behind, coming to our nice straight line for warrior three. You can keep eagle arms or release the hands to prayer or release the arms behind. Or we keep the chest lifted, reach the inside of the right foot, lifting up to find length through chest. Beautiful dancer's pose. Great work, guys. Keep breathing, keep that eye gaze fixed. Finding length if you're in dancers, push the foot into the hand for that lovely chest stretch, release. Good work. Oh, good job. How is it dominoes and you're not even in the same room? Oh dear. Release. We all felt each other's wobbles there. Good work. So coming back to the front of your mat, the tops of your mat. So spread the toes nice and wide when you get there. Ground through the feet. Hands down, reaching, finding that lovely mountain pose. Just close the eyes for a moment. Just notice how that balance has affected your breath. Maybe a little bit of sweat. Just maybe that quicker heart rate and shorter breath. So lengthening the breath back out. Blinking open the eyes. Inhale, reach the arms up. Interlace the fingers, pointing the index fingers towards the ceiling, little pistol grip. Squeeze through the glutes, push the hips forward and find the back bend from the hips. So as we squeeze the glutes together and push the hips forward, we start to bend. We can keep the chin tucked to the chest. Maybe open the throat, looking up or back. Little baby back bends. Beautiful. Exhale, tip from the hips. Hands come through prayer as we lower down into that fold. Just release when you get there. Taking a round of breath or two. Place the hands, slide them down the calves to come to the Achilles, the backs of the ankles, trying to find the fronts of the forearms or the underside of the forearms against the back of the calves. Rest the head. You can bend your knees to get there. Rest the head, little nod yes or no, lifting hips, finding length. So crown of the head, drawing towards the floor. A little challenge of balance because our feet are still close. You might find a little wobble here or there. Maybe closing the eyes, just really feeling into your balance from your foundation, your feet. And then just drop the arms, flop them down. Place them on the floor. Inhale, come to that halfway lift or hands on the shins, lengthen through the spine. Exhale as you fold, stepping or jumping those feet back to our chaturanga, bent elbows lowering down from plank otherwise. Roll through, lift the chest, open through collarbones. And we can sit the hips back this time, coming to child's pose. The hips come over our ankles, knees are close, wide if you need them, but close ideally just to round the spine so that we can bring the forehead down to the floor or make a pillow with the backs of the hands or stack the fists to find a little bit of length through the spine. So give the forehead something to rest on, not just the floor. And just take a few deep breaths here. So with each inhale, exhale, see if you can expand that inhale, noticing that as you fill up the belly, after the belly, the back starts to expand, then maybe the bottom of the rib cage also. And as you exhale, you flop over those thighs and over the knees. So 1 or 2 more rounds of breath, just feeling that into your lower back. And then walking the hands in front of the head, keeping the forehead down to the floor this time. Maybe the fingers come up onto little tents, so your tented fingers, just feeling a little extra arm stretch going on here. So then going to walk the hands together, drop the elbows down, place the hands in prayer, and see if you can get the hands to the top of the back of the head, coming into a little stretch of the triceps. You may or may not feel that. Maybe you need to shuffle the head, keeping those elbows down and push the hips back towards the heels to feel the tricep stretch. Maybe the hands come back to touch the neck with the thumbs. Maybe they don't, but just exploring to find your way into this position. If you're not sure, just take a quick look. And again, feeling those deep belly breaths, feeling the back expand. So I'm just going to take a look at you guys and see where you are. Nice, great work. Beautiful. Susan's clapping everyone else. Oh no, you're clapping, it's 8 o'clock. So if you do gently want to come up and take a little clap for the NHS, if you do want to run outside or open your windows, feel free. What I quite like to do, we've been doing little balances and clapping, so perhaps you'd like to come up onto little tucked under toes and we can take a little balance here whilst we clap. I'm clapping, just not overly loud, but we can take a moment to maybe just have the hands in front of the third eye. Eyes can be closed. We can continue to clap. Mally will join in. Just got some pans outside, I can hear them. So just take this time to send your thanks, your gratitude, not only to the NHS, but to all the other key workers, everyone who's out there doing good for the rest of the world and all our inhabitants. So focusing your energy, your attention, your awareness, maybe through that third eye, even if you want to just hold the hands in prayer, thumbs to the third eye. Sending that energy out through the thumbs, through the hands, the palms of the hands that are touching. The fingertips that are facing up, send that loving energy, that message of gratitude and thanks out to the universe, out to those to whom you intend to receive your love, your gratitude, and your support.
Inhaling, filling up with that beautiful energy, and exhaling, sending it out. On the exhale, imagine it coming from your heart center, down your arms, through your palms of your hands, and out through the fingertips. Our hands are an extension of our heart, so we can send it out through our hands. If you are on your toes, just tuck them under the other way. We can stay in this kneeling upright position, hero's pose. And just release the palms face upwards, down by our sides, keeping length through the spine. Maybe the eyes stay closed. Again, just tuning back into that breath, drawing that energy in from the crown of the head down. When it gets to the heart center, sending it down the arms and out through the palms of the hands. Sending it out. Just playing with that energy. Maybe you feel tingles or warmth. Maybe you don't, and that's okay. Intention is everything here. So using the breath. Using the breath to send that energy out. And then gently blinking open the eyes if they're not already open. So just walking the hands forwards, we're going to come to all fours for a moment. So just finding those knees over the hips over the knees. Walk the hands further forwards, one more or two or three more palms length. We're going to start to drop the chest down. So push into the heels of the hands, coming down through the chest. Maybe the chin reaches the floor, maybe the forehead comes down. And then actively open those shoulder blades like we do in our down dog. I'm going to keep my head lifted just so you can hear, but we're in that melting heart or puppy dog pose. So continuing to think about that lovely energy we just played with. Imagine we're sending it now down into the earth, into Mother Earth, who holds us every day, to whom we may also want to send our gratitude and our healing. And then start to lift the head, push into the heels of the hands, walk the hands back to center. We're going to take a little bit of thread the needle. So lift the tummy, try not to dip through the spine, come through that nice flat back feeling, tummy pulled in gently. I'm going to start to inhale, draw the right hand up, take a little twist and open of the chest, push away with the left hand, and then take that right arm, post it underneath. See if you can tap as far away with the right fingertips, maybe the ear comes to the floor. Push up with the left hand, reach the right arm up, opening up, rotating, inhaling, exhale, round and draw the hand through, bending the left elbow wide. Inhale, coming up, one last time, lifting and opening, elbow draws wide as we come to post that hand down. And just take a moment to rest the right ear down, right arm is on the floor, maybe the left hand shuffles in. And we're going to traction our hips back to the right side and the right shoulder, we're tractioning along the floor. So we get a little extra upper back stretch and opening. Really finding some active work here to open the upper back that little bit more. In through the nose, out through the mouth. On the next inhale, use that left hand, push up, come back to center. We're going to go the other way. So start to lift and peel up that left hand towards the ceiling. Open the chest to the left side. Bend the right elbow wide. Draw the left hand underneath right. Thank you, Melly, for kissing my face. Inhale. Lift and open, rotating the chest. Exhaling, posting that arm underneath. Threading the needle. Inhale, coming back up one more time, looking up as we lift the left hand, exhaling, drawing it underneath as we do so, placing the left ear down, maybe the right hand comes close, so we start to draw the left hips backwards, over the left side, and draw the left shoulder along the mat. So really active upper back stretch. In through the nose, out through the mouth. And then using that right hand to push to lift back to center. We've got a little Mally attacker now. So we're going to start to find a little nice
Long spine again, crown is lifting away from you towards the top of your mat. Start to take the right toe along the mat, leg long, left arms long. Squeeze through the right glutes, lifting the leg, finding long lines, opposite arm and leg lift. Push up through the belly, hips nice and level. Mummy, what? Start to take arm and leg wide, so we find that diagonal line with the hover. So keep hovering, keep breathing, head nice and neutral. Great work. Draw it back to center and then lower those hands and knees back down. To push the floor away, find length through the spine. Start to take left toes out, lengthening the back of the left leg. Right arm reaches long. Squeeze with the left hip to lift that long leg. Find those long diagonal lines. Keep breathing. Start to take the arm and leg wide. Hovering. Keep pushing the floor away. Tummy pulled in tight. Amazing. Keep breathing. A little bit of balance, a little bit of core. 3, 2, 1. Bring it back to the center. Place the hand and knee back down. Tuck the toes. Or as you come back this time, we're going to come to our squash frog position, I like to call it. Feet are going to come in close, so we can either take a wide-legged child's pose, so knees wide, toes touching, and this might be where we stay in our wide-legged child's pose, or we take the knees a little bit wider, nice and wide, and we try and line up our heels with our knees, and feet are flexed, so we find that kind of 90 degrees with our legs. And you may want to just shift the weight forwards and backwards so that the hips stay over the knees. Maddie, come here. I have to go get her a chew in a minute just to calm her down. So we might stay on forearms, maybe the chest comes down, maybe we just rest the forehead onto the fists stacked or one hand on top of the other, resting the forehead down. So finding your position for squash frog, breathing into that position. Just taking a moment to really allow those hips to open, surrender and let go. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Now, come here. Come here. So finding those deep belly breaths, letting go of anything that's holding on. One more round of breath. On the next inhale, start to use the hands under the shoulders, push yourself up, or you can roll forwards if that feels better. Bring the feet together if they're not already, and just walk yourself back, carefully releasing the legs. You can just sit yourself down and roll your legs round. And just take a moment to hug the knees into the chest. Bear with me, I'm going to get Mally a treat so she can be quiet. So, squeezing those knees, and we're going to just find a little balance on our sit bones. So, ground through the sit bones if you need to. Feet can be crossed, and draw the knees into the chest, lifting the feet off the floor. So, we're balancing, feet are crossed, knees are lifted and hugged in. We might even be able to wrap and clasp our elbows here. Lift up to find length through the spine, and just find the balance on your sit bones. We're going to take a little bit of work here. So lifting the top leg, finding 90 degrees, reaching the hand down the shin, lifting the back leg or the other leg, hand down the shin to hold ankles or shin bones. So we come to this 90-degree little balance, hands on the shins. Beautiful work, great job, Naomi, good job. So find the breath, keep lifted through the chest, crown is long. Maybe we can start to lift the feet a little bit higher. Now it doesn't matter if the legs are straight or bent. Maybe you start to draw the toes back. Maybe you can release one hand, grab hold of the big toe with peace fingers. Transfer the other hand to the other toe. Who's still with me? Amazing. Don't worry if you rock back and fall over. Good job. Keep working, breathe. Tummy's tight. Great. Good job. You just see Louisa's feet. Nice. Breathing. And then bend the knees, cross one foot in, the other in front, and lift up to find a bit of length. Nice work, good job. So we're going to rock and roll backwards and forwards just to massage the spine. So if you've got space to, and you'd like to go round in a circle with your rock and roll, feel free. If you haven't got much space around you, then we can just find the balance. Then this time we drop the chin to the chest, roll back, rolling slowly, coming up to balance again, to lift the chest and roll back. If you prefer to take some little changes of direction, you might choose to go round in 9 rocks and rolls. Or perhaps you want to go halfway and then change direction and rock back the other way, just to confuse our brains, or use both sides of our brains, both sides of our bodies. We always pick a favorite if we rock around in circles, so it's nice to switch up and go the unpreferred way. Lift up through the crown of the head, stay in that balance again, lifting knees to 90 degrees, release the arms come straight out, or we can stay holding, knees as close as we can, dropping back a little bit, lengthening, finding that boat pose with knees bent, keep breathing, 5, 4, shoulders down the back, chest open, then we're going to see if we can lower all the way to the floor, slowly, 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 or lie down, you're done if you need to. Amazing work, good job guys. When you get there, just allow those feet to come wide, knees to drop in and out at the same time, windscreen wipering, allowing that belly to relax. Great work. We're going to take a little bit of shoulder stand tonight. If you don't fancy shoulder stand, your option is to come to waterfall pose. So if you've got a wall, you can always pop your bottom against the wall and lift the legs up, or you can just lift the sit bones and pop the hands underneath the hips and come to this lovely 90 degrees with our legs. So this is our kind of restorative or easier version. A little bit of core needed, so still working the core here if you haven't had enough already. Or we can come to shoulder stand. So making sure you've got some space behind you if you're going to choose to take shoulder stand. Or we don't have to go over, of course, if you've only got space to go up, that is fine. So make sure you bring your chin to your chest, place the back of the head down. Hands can help you as we inhale, start to bring the knees towards the head and rolling up to find length. Hands start to walk down the back of the body, coming towards our shoulders. And first of all, we're finding our tall shoulder stand. The chin is tucked in tight. Maybe we take Ujjayi breath here, squeeze through the glutes. Maybe the feet are flointed, so we point through the ankles, flex through the toes. Really engages the outsides of the glutes as well while we're upside down. So just finding a couple of rounds of breath here. We're going to work a little bit differently in our shoulder stand tonight. So we can stay here, or we can start to drop one foot back. Maybe it comes to 90 degrees, maybe it comes to the floor. And then as we come to bring that foot back to center, we send the other leg up and over. So little scissors. You can also do this from waterfall. So if your hips are on the floor, you can scissor one leg down, keep the other leg lifted, or draw it into knee towards the head. So just taking it nice and slowly in your own time, keeping both legs long and engaged, breathing deeply into the belly, enjoying the stretch. And then if you wish to take both legs overhead after your last round, legs might be straight, they might be bent. Arms might release and engage into little hands clasped along the mat or along the floor. Or maybe they stay rested on the torso, or arms could be wide. So just taking a moment in our plow pose. Knees can be bent, they might not be all the way over, they might be hovering wherever they are. Maybe taking Ujjayi breath here. The throat is already closed and locked up in position. So by pressing the tongue against the roof of the mouth, passing the breath through the throat, we just simply add all that energy into the throat area. Our seat of communication. So final round of breath here. Hands come back down to hold the lower back, or maybe they're pressed into the floor, rolling the knees close to the body. Use the tummy, use the spine to help control yourself down. Slowly to bring the hips to the floor. And then bend the knees to place the feet flat and just windscreen wiper those legs one side then the other. Releasing that spine. Hugging both knees to the chest. You're going to take a little recline twist. Lengthen the left leg, keep the right knee hugging in, and pull the right knee wide as if you're drawing it under the armpit. So using the right hand, pull that right knee under the armpit or as close to the armpit as you can. Big squeeze. And then draw the left hand on top of the right knee. Start to draw the right knee over to the left side, trailing that right hand along the floor, looking to the right hand. So we get our reclined twist through the whole spine, just neutralizing that spine one more time, allowing it to come back to center. Just slowing the breath back down, in through the nose, out through the mouth. All the hard work's done, just starting to slow the body back down. So refocusing on those belly breaths. In through the nose, out through the mouth. Inhaling, filling up, exhaling, letting go. Draw that left knee under the right. Use the tummy muscles one more time to draw those both knees back to center. Give them a little squeeze. Extend the right leg. Draw the left knee under the left armpit. So pulling it wide of the torso. Give it a squeeze and then use that right hand to draw it up and over to the left side. Right side, sorry. Left leg over to right side. The left arm trailing, looking towards the left palm. Palm is up. Just enjoying that lovely twist. Releasing, letting go. So hum, I am what I am. Slowing down that belly breath or the ujjayi breath, filling up and letting go. One more round of breath here. And bring that right knee to meet the left. Draw both knees back to center and take a couple of little rocks, just hugging knees in, gently rocking the lower spine. So we're going to take a couple of slightly longer holds. So options here, we're going to come to swan pose, but if you prefer to stay reclined as you are, just bring one ankle to the knee, opposite knee, drawing the knee wide, and we can come into that figure of four stretch. So perhaps you prefer to stay here, you're already on your back, you don't want to work and go any further anywhere else. This is a lovely option to not move. If you prefer, you're going to rock yourself up and come to swan pose with the foot in front, lifting up and forward and rolling yourself down. So by all means, staying in your figure of four stretch or working your way into that swan pose. Maybe lying with the hands flat or the head rested on the arms or the hands or the belly onto the floor. Just slowing down the breath now. And maybe now's the time to refocus the mind on that inhale, filling up. So exhale, hum. So hum, I am what I am. So staying for 30 more seconds on this side. So last few seconds on this side, slowly, carefully starting to walk yourself back up if you're in your swan pose. Rolling onto that front hip, maybe taking a moment to just windscreen wiper the legs in between. If you're on your back still, just swapping, coming onto your figure of four stretch on the other side, or coming to swan pose, swapping legs, bringing the other leg in front, trying to find that 90 degrees, knowing that that foot might fall in a little bit further. And that's okay. So lengthening out the back leg, Maybe staying upright again, noticing this side, noticing if it needs less or more. Always honouring how it feels. Maybe you can always go into these slower. We have more time for these postures, so if at first it's intense, maybe staying upright. And then with a few breaths, as you start to relax and the body lets go, you can go that little bit deeper. So with our yin postures, trying to find the stillness. We're going to our end of range of movement or edge of range of movement. And as we start to use the breath, perhaps that range gently increases a little bit further. More seconds on this side. So breathing in, filling up, exhaling, letting go. The last few moments on this side, just very gently and carefully starting to lift yourself up. Coming up to a taller spine and rolling onto that hip. And just giving those legs a little windscreen wiper if they need, or dropping the legs wide. And grabbing any warm bits to come into your final resting position, Shavasana. So either coming down to our traditional corpse pose, lying flat, spines long. Maybe if you've got a blanket, taking a blanket, arms nice and wide, legs wide, heels in, toes out, finding as much space as you've got to fill with your big starfish. If you don't have too much space, just finding what works for you in your Shavasana. So closing down the eyes. Tuning back into that deep belly breath as you inhale, filling up the belly deeply. Oh, I like your candles, Bella. As you exhale, letting go completely. And just noticing every part of the back of your body that feels in contact with the floor. This is a really special moment for our yoga class. It's the time we've given ourselves to let everything assimilate in our body. A little bit of self-care, a little practice of self-love, time, space and stillness to just simply be. I am what I am. So hum. So hum. So hum. I'll leave you in your stillness to simply be for a few more moments, and I'll let you know when it's time to come back.
So when you're ready, just gently bringing your awareness maybe back to your breath and deepening that belly breath in through the nose, filling up, exhaling, dropping the belly back down towards the spine. Maybe just gently rocking the back of the head across the back of the mat, just to massage the skull, carefully wake up the neck, keeping the eyes closed. Just wriggling toes, wriggling fingers, maybe taking a big stretch overhead. Hugging those knees into the chest, giving yourself a big squeeze, big hug of love and gratitude and thanks. And rolling onto your right hand side, just taking a moment there. And carefully walking your way up to a seated position, not minding which way you end up facing. You can keep the eyes closed just for those last few moments, chin tucked to chest. We'll just finish with a few deep breaths together, inhaling, filling up the belly. Exhale with a sigh, letting go. Inhaling deeply. Exhaling, letting go completely. Inhale, reach the arms overhead, hands together, bring them down. Fingers to the third eye, thumbs in front of the mouth. May my thoughts be clear and calm, my words be truthful and kind. And hands down to heart center. May my heart be open to give and receive all the love in the universe. Namaste. And thank you so much. I'm so sorry for a very annoying doggy. Next time she is going out with that.